Okay, day 125, part 2, Hillary's Henchmen. There's a lot going on the web right now about Brian Podesta and how he has a top secret clearance, and why would he have that if he's working for the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And what I wanted to talk about was these rat lines in Palantir. If you have the ability from a satellite to manage your assets, whatever those assets may be, for instance, they might be missing and exploited children. There is one strategy if you're a law enforcement, have a law enforcement strategy about reducing child exploitation. You would want to go in and bust up that ring or bust up that home that was using a child as a sex slave or something like that. But if you have kind of a Wall Street perspective, more of a DynCorp perspective, you would want to let that situation play itself out. You would want to monitor it from a satellite type situation. You might want to put a cell phone dirt box close to where the home is to see all the cell phones going in and out, so you could, kind of tag your enemies, targets. So you could tag a lot of targets. Because when you remember, the more targets you have, the more asset seizure you're going to have, the more asset confiscation you're going to have, as well as organ harvesting with revenge groups. And I briefly talked about this Palantir being able to track not only your bank accounts and your social media and so forth, but also your geolocation by using these small cube satellites at a low altitude, much closer to the Earth's low Earth orbit, they call it. Being able to communicate back to these high-powered satellites with great optics and so forth. You can manage anything. You can manage a vaccine group. You can manage a group of missing exploited children. You can manage a group of Johns who have taken advantage of missing and exploited children. You can do Rand Paul supporters who have the bumper sticker from 2012, et cetera, et cetera. And this is the key to making money. And that's my point here. It's money driven. Here's the cube satellite. It's about 10 centimeters square. Just so you know, it's a real thing. And this is where you would get a top secret clearance maybe 5 years ago. This was top secret. Now these are quite well known. The Special Forces uses them quite a bit. Now there's open source development workshops and so forth. But the idea is, here's Bill Swing doing migration analysis. If you're going to put a virus into a country and then you want to see how the vaccine and the migration patterns look, you can use these cell phones that they gave to the people of Haiti. And usually the child is going to go with the mother, so you can track the child that way. There's also other ways to do it. You can dust the clothing of the child and so forth. You can follow it that way. So this is, again, a Wall Street thing. This is a virus vaccine tracking. You can also track people that you would consider your brothel, your prostitutes, people a part of your network of prostitutes. You could also, if you did encourage people to come down here and sow a seed and have 5 or 6 kids, like Charles Lindbergh did way back when in Germany, you could track your Hamiltons. You could track your Marilyn McCanns if you were a Nazi and you wanted to track the diaspora of all the children out there with the weird columbola eye defect. You could track them that way. So I'm just going over different use cases of satellite tracking. So what's nice about this is you don't have to have a lot of people on the ground. You can kind of manage it from a remote area, and then you can go in whenever you choose to harvest. But again, the payoff here isn't, it's not about saving a kid from one more gang rape. It's about getting hearts to the elite, livers to the elite, kidneys to the elite. And they wouldn't have these elaborate performance rituals if that's what it wasn't. If that's what it wasn't about. And this is the Thailand thing, and I think you're going to see more information coming out about the Thailand organ harvesting as well. But it's all about everlasting life. It's toasting each other. It's the Oscars. It's all self-congratulatory, social justice, and we're going to live forever because we're such great people. So that's the underlying ethos in all this. And again, all this will come out in the 650,000 emails. You're going to find that life insurance folder on Anthony Weiner's server is not going to be about her trying to protect her life, Huma protect your life. It's going to be about extending people's lives, people who wanted to get organ replacements.